La noche se acabó, pero tengo otra vez contigo. Le doy gracias a Dios, siempre pasándolo contigo en la playa, devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama, solo tú y yo, un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot, un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot. Siempre lo pasamos bien lindo, lindo. Un verano contigo lindo, lindo. Me fui de vacaciones, baby, me perdí, buscando el sabor que encontré en ti. Canela con dolor de Bacardi, lo sentí, baby, me tiene desenfocado, viendo doble, bien borracho, demasiado jodido. Devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama. Tú y yo, un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot. Un día bonito, bonito, un día bonito, bonito. Pasándolo contigo en la playa, devorarte como el sol de la mañana, viajando todo el día sin drama, solo tú y yo. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot. Un día bonito lleno de alcohol, tomar un shot pa' ti, un shot pa' mí, un shot.
Hello, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me, please. Hope everyone is doing so well on this glorious day. Thank you so much to Church Nelly for being a member for 33 months. 33 months. Wow. Not just an incredible member of this channel, but of other channels, and incredible support, and such a fun person to have in the community. What would we be without Church Nelly? It is indeed the Queen's, well, our Queen's, our Queen's 44th birthday. Wow. Let's just get straight into it. A very happy 44th birthday to this incredible woman. This incredible woman who really, I think, has, well, first and foremost, influenced so many people in our space to do good, be better. I can say on a personal level, I feel like Meghan is an amazing role model. And, you know, not to put anyone on a pedestal, but it goes without saying that she's had a very positive impact on so many people in this space, out of this space, and yes, myself on an individual level. I aspire to be someone who is as graceful, as giving, as kind, who walks in her truth and authenticity as Meghan does. I think that's something we should all aspire to. So I'm hoping I'm sure she had an incredible day. I delayed the podcast twice because I was wondering whether or not she would post something, but it's going well past midnight here in the UK and the day's getting on in the US. So if we do get something, it may be later or probably tomorrow at some other time. You know for sure that the trolls and haters have been refreshing her page all damn day. Um, but yeah, we got a post from As Ever, but none on Meghan's page, which is fine. She's enjoying her birthday. But I just thought, you know what? We've waited and I've delayed the podcast enough. So let's just get on and enjoy some of the posts that we have seen today from our fave. Let's start with well, actually, yesterday, As Ever posted this, so a little teaser coming soon. I believe the wine drops tomorrow. So those of you who want to get the wine, please be at the ready. I actually suggest, if you want it, to have two browsers open, or like if you have a second laptop or a second device, have it open and try and get it that way. But you definitely have to be quick because we know how quick they go. We've seen it the last 2 times. So that's what I would advise. Have two separate laptops open and be quick with it. And once you have it in the basket, just because it's in the basket doesn't mean it's yours. You have to have purchased it. So be quick, please. But yeah, we had this preview, obviously. Is it 2024 vintage version of the wine is coming. And then this from the As Ever team, gorgeous pictures. I'm still not over just how stunning the pictures are for the As Ever brand. Like the branding team is doing such a phenomenal job. Like the color washes, it's like it's luxe, but it's still very like relatable luxe. And it just has that lovely Cali like beigey orange yellowy wash. Like the marketing team are doing such a fantastic job. Sorry folks, give me 1 sec. So yes, we also did get an email today. Our founder celebrates another year. Happy birthday, Meghan. And tomorrow we're raising a glass to celebrate our newest release. We're thrilled to share that our 2024 Napa Valley Rosé is available tomorrow at 12 p.m. PT time and 3 p.m. ET time. Harvested under the Californian sun, this dazzling vintage embodies everything we love. It's where timeless elegance meets the spirit of summer. We've worked thoughtfully to bring these exceptional bottles to you, and more of our favorite As Ever products are also being restocked shortly. There is so much to celebrate, and we're honored to share these special moments with you. Cheers to birthdays, a new vintage, and the last golden weeks of summer, As Ever team. Lovely. So we are getting a restock of the other items very soon. Great to have that confirmed. So we won't have to wait too long for a restock. And hopefully, following that, we won't have to wait too long for with Love Meghan either. That should be coming soon. I cannot wait. Right, let's get to your comments before we get to the next thing. I wasn't actually paying close attention to the following of Meghan's Instagram account because I know it's going to hit millions and millions and millions more as time goes on. But she actually got well over 4 million. 4,100,000. And she hasn't actually posted on this account for a while. When's the last time she actually posted? She's been posting on As Ever. They've been actually, if you tag As Ever, make sure. Sorry, if you post about As Ever, make sure that you tag them because they have been reposting all of your lovely creations. Okay, so when's the last time she posted? Yeah, on the 20. Oh, on the 4th of the 7th. Oh, and that was on the 4th of July. Yeah, 4th of July. And her account still grew. That's phenomenal. Now, I haven't been paying attention to the other royal account because I had a sneaky suspicion that somebody would be buying fake followers to try and keep up because we know they've done it before. Anywho, another great accomplishment. Growing her personal brand, and the As Ever brand will probably be at 1 million very soon as well. Where is it at the moment? Yeah, at the moment it's just under 870k. We will get there, I'm sure. Also from As Ever, let me just get the other picture that they posted. This I'm pretty sure this is a never before seen picture. Where is it now? Oh gosh. Where is it now? Aha, here we go. Whoops, 1 second, folks. Computer's acting up. Zuri said, "Hi Anne and Squaddies. Hey to you too. It's been a while. I thought I'd stop by and wish peace and blessings to everyone. Happy birthday to our beautiful Duchess." Indeed. Thank you so much for stopping by. Sharon, you said, "Don't forget Meghan grew up with a lighting professional." Oh yeah. That is true. That is the one thing we will give him credit for and nothing much else. Oh, Jedi, you got some tips for us. Having a shop pay account and being logged in helps you check out faster. Oh, thank you. I have no idea what any of that means, but I'm sure it means something to someone and it's going to help. So thank you so much for pointing that out. Anybody that needed a tip? Yes, Meghan is restocking other products as well. Nicole, you said hi, hello to you too. It's been a while. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for dropping by. We appreciate it. Okay, the picture's finally loaded. Here we go. Looking gorgeous in her summer hat and summer clothes and Cartier jewels. Summer hat, summer clothes, and Cartier jewels. I think she's actually wearing the day diamonds on her neck in this picture as well. Anyway, this is from the As Ever page, and it says, "Celebrating the woman behind it all. She pulls her heart, vision, and magic touched it in every detail. And today we raise a glass to her. Happy birthday to our founder at Meghan." Cheers to that. Cheers to that indeed. I love that she has a very clear separation between the As Ever brand and her own page where she gets to post her own personal stuff and joy. Gorgeous picture. All right. Also wanted to show y'all this. Meghan is indeed birthday twins with Obama. She's also birthday twins with Abigail Spencer, her former co-worker and friend. Who else is she a birthday twin with? There was someone else who I have forgotten. Oh, Carly Kloss, supermodel Carly Kloss as well, who's turning 33, I believe. Meghan's turning 44. But here's a picture of her and Obama back in the day. See, she was already I don't actually know what this particular event was for, but she was already meeting dignitaries and doing these things well before she married into that family. And that should never be forgotten who she was. Very accomplished. She already had a degree. She graduated from Northwestern with a dual degree in theatre and international studies. Meghan was always going to go places, always. And this is what they tried to erase. They actually tried to erase all the years before she married into that family. You know? I don't want to make this like a negative day, but Meghan reaching 44, having come through this institution and everything that she was put through, it's partly a miracle, to be honest. Because she said it in her last podcast for Archetypes. What didn't you do to bury me? What didn't you do to bury me? You didn't know that I was a seed, and that seed is now 44 with a husband who loves her, 2 beautiful children, surrounded by the love and joy of their friends, not having to live a life of drudgery in this gilded cage and doing all of this nonsense. Look at these two, and Camilla and Charles and all the rest of them. Who would want to be anywhere near this? Oh. Anyway, not to focus too much on the negatives today. Meghan escaped that, and she now gets to do this. She now gets to be surrounded by people who love her, people who want to have fun in their lives, people who want to have joy. I mean, for all of the money and privilege that you get being in the unroyal mafia, these people aren't happy. They're very, very miserable people. And Harry and Meghan get to make their own happiness. And Harry, having stayed loyal to Meghan, said, my family comes first. My wife and my kids come first. He's now enjoying that. He's getting to enjoy in all of that as well. Harry escaped himself. I wonder actually to what extent, I'm sure like Harry probably always wanted a life outside of the institution, even if he was going to still be serving the monarchy. But I wonder now how much he actually realizes what it is he escaped fully. Anywho, these were posted by some of Meghan's friends. Miss Tracy Robbins, happy birthday to my dear Meghan. Oh, how I can laugh and dance with you like no other. You are sunshine in a bottle. Thank you for always making time to be such a loving and connected friend. No matter what's going on in your life, you dance through this life with so much grace, light, and love. I hope your wee posse of 3 are smothering you with hugs and kisses today, my dear. Happiest birthday, M. And then also Heart Mom posted, that's is it Kelly Zafire? Sorry, I forget how to pronounce her second name properly. She actually follows me on Instagram, which is really cute. Abigail Spencer, her birthday twin, as glorious as the day I met you, champagne in human form, a creature unlike any other. Thank you for being a sister in this life and beyond. Words can't capture. From the rooftop. So grateful for your life, Meghan. Thanks for saving mine. Oh, that is. Oh, she says thanks for saving mine. Was it? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Was it not Abigail that spoke some time ago about like some really bad panic attacks and things that she was going through as well? Was that Abigail? Like something's coming back to me when now that I've read that again, when she said thanks for saving mine. I can imagine Meghan totally being there for her friends that need it the most. So those are very nice. Like lots of lovely posts from Meghan's friends, and it's interesting that you know, obviously royal family rules completely different, but we've never seen anything like this from Kate and William's friends. Like, that's how rigid this institution is. Like, your own friends can't even like post you like happy birthday messages. So weird. Having said that, we actually see William out with his posse quite often. I don't think I've seen Kate Middleton with a friend since the wedding. Very strange. Someone unknown, you said, I can't believe that Jessica Maroney is talking ish about Meghan after splitting from her husband. So first and foremost, I think you've got to remember anything that's written in the tabloids, take it with a pinch of salt. I saw the headline that you're referring to in the Daily Fail. Um, the fact of the matter is, we actually don't know what the actual status of Jessica Maroney and Meghan's friendship is. There was that whole fallout that happened with that black influencer. I think Jessica was actually cut from some project that she was doing. I think even the husband was got a bit of heat for that by extension. I can't remember exactly, but that obviously, you know, some of the rumors that came out afterwards was that put a dent in her and Meghan's friendship. Well, we don't actually know. And to be fair, the amount of pressure and bullying that Meghan's friends were tormented with, for all we know, it could be Jessica that decided to pull away. We don't know. We don't actually know what the status of their friendship is. To be honest, it's not really any of our business. But I don't think we should take what the tabloids are saying seriously, because they're always going to paint the narrative of Meghan falling out with friends. Meghan's the type of person that ditches her friends. So I just don't really pay too much attention to that. And, you know, we don't know why Jessica and her husband split up. And I'm sure, listen, the Daily Fail and the tabloids would blame Meghan for the ice caps melting. So of course they're going to throw Meghan's name into that, because it just helps them get headlines. But we don't know what the status of her and Jessica's friendship is. And to be honest, Meghan's got plenty of friends. It doesn't really matter that much. Oh yes. So the pictures of Meghan, Archie, and Harry, and I think Lily was there as well, on the beach. I decided on this occasion not to repost those. I know they were everywhere, but I think one has to be just mindful, not to feed too much into the tabloid thirst, especially for the kids. Yes, the pictures were very grainy, but I think they took those. That there's such a thirst for this family that even grainy photos are a hot commodity. And I think TMZ and these tabloids know that if they were to have posted clear shots of them on the beach, they would be removed. The reason we haven't really seen that many clear shots of the Sussex kids is because they shut it down immediately. Now, granted, in the California state, I think there are very specific rules about photographing children, but that hasn't necessarily stopped the tabloids from posting them at least once. I remember we did get very, very clear photos of Archie being dropped off to school at least once, and we've never seen them again because they were shut down so quickly. And then more recently, when Meghan went to, I think they were going to the Godfather bookstore, we saw very clear photos of Meghan, and then you could see a little bit of red hair just beside her. So they obviously took pictures of her, and Archie was there, but they cut out Archie. So I think TMZ, they knew if we're going to post any pictures of them at the beach, because it's very intrusive, they're going to have to be grainy. I don't even think it's that they wouldn't be able to get much clearer photos. But the thirst for this family is so strong. And I also believe that place where they went, like there's a surf camp or some kind of children's play camp or something there. And, you know, stuff like that. We don't really want people knowing where they go as a family. So that's why on this occasion, you know, in the past I have posted some pictures, but on this occasion I just decided no. I would rather not post those pictures, but I'm sure you've seen them. Yes, they were down at the beach. Archie was surfing, just, you know, living as normal of a of a life as a you know, someone in line to the British throne would can live. And I love that for the Sussex kids. I would also wish the same for the Cambridge kids, or sorry, the Wells's kids, they're called now. But their parents don't want that for them, and the institution doesn't want that for them either. And that is a shame. All right. Just a quick note on was there anything else before I get onto the next thing? No, I will go onto the next thing, but let's go to your comments if there's any. They said, I love the cartoon of the royal family in a fishbowl watching Harry and Meghan outside running away. I mean, that picture, I know the one that you were talking about, it is really, I think, the most accurate picture anybody has ever drawn. Because that's their life. In a fishbowl. Especially for those who are actually born into the royal family. Now imagine actually marrying into that fishbowl, having lived a life of freedom before. But in Kate's case, her whole life was being groomed to go and live in that fishbowl. Oh dear. Janita, you said, I hope I'll be able to purchase a bottle of wine this time. It sells out so fast. Well, I hope you'll get your hands on a bottle too. Is anybody good with cooking with wines? I actually tried a wine and shrimp recipe for the first time recently. It was delicious. I wonder what you could make with rosé. The Black Girl's Life, you said TMZ did post a pic of Archie's face at the beach, but it was gone a few minutes after I saw it. Oh, so they shut that down. To be honest, TMZ should know better, because I'm sure there are rules on photographing under 18s. Like if you do, it has to be blurred and from a distance, and even then they can still shut it down. All right. And okay, before I move on to the next thing, you know, Meghan, by no fault of her own, and it's the reason from the very beginning they've had an issue with her. She is just so wildly popular to the point of just taking attention away from the other royals. And it doesn't matter what she does, they will always see it as some kind of competition. Mind you, the tabloids, including the Rota, who are literally paid to talk about the other royals, the leftovers, still sit feverishly waiting to see what Meghan is going to do. And now that Meghan's really coming, walking fully in her stride with her brand, building her brand, that now presents a problem for them. I saw this clipping that was posted on Twitter. It said 2 years later, in April 2025, Ipsos poll revealed that only 19% of 18 to 35-year-olds felt that the monarchy was modernizing. Royal expert Rafe Haidal Manku explained that nothing is more important than forging a new bond between the monarchy and the youth of this country. I mean, good luck to them. I don't know how that's going to happen. The youth of this country that are struggling to find jobs, that are drowning in student debt, that can't get on the housing ladder. The political and social situation also contributes to the popularity of the monarchy. It goes on to say, to that end, he stressed, it is fundamentally important for the survival of the institution of the monarchy that it remains relevant. He believed that there would therefore be an understanding among senior royals that maintaining a link with the nation's youth was one of their key tasks moving forward into the Carolingian era and beyond. And how do they intend on doing that? By showing up to football matches in Wimbledon and then pissing off on holidays again. In fact, I believe that the Waleses are actually on holiday again, or at least taking some kind of break in Norfolk, apparently. So, how do they intend on doing that? I am not seeing how that's going to work. Oh, literally an hour ago, I didn't see this. Daniel Martin posted a really cute picture of Meghan in a gorgeous dress at her house. Oh, that's cute. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that on the screen for you, but it's really cute. It's like her and Mia, and they're in the backyard, and you can see the two double palm trees. That's adorable. Anyway, how do they intend on doing that? You saw the way With Love Meghan inspired people to bring joy into their homes. Hundreds of people posting pictures, posting videos. That's how you create mainstream appeal to yourself. But Meghan's been able to do that because she's coming from a place of being an influencer, a blogger, a celebrity, a fashion girl before. So she knows how to do that. It's just a continuation of what they tried to stop her doing. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to have like Kate and William start a style blog? I can't see. If anybody has any suggestions, I can't see how they're going to move forward. Oh my gosh, Sandra. And Gwen, you said just like Martha Stewart should have kept her mouth shut. I saw that clip of Martha Stewart. I wasn't really going to pay attention to that or show that here, but now that you said it, I saw that clip of Martha Stewart. I think that Martha Stewart is probably just sick of people asking her about Meghan. But that doesn't excuse how salty and quite frankly just rude she was. Because Meghan would never be that salty and rude about Martha Stewart. For those of you that haven't seen the clip, she said something along the lines of, well, I just hope she knows what she's doing. And it's like, why wouldn't Meghan know what she's doing? And she said it in a pretty salty way, to be honest. Mind you, Martha Stewart, she had her time. She had her own, era to do her thing. She's actually still very much respected by people who enjoy the lifestyle space. And there's no real reason for her to be as salty as she was being. It's like you had your time. And so why be this salty? I guess we know that she wasn't invited to With Love Meghan season 2 then. I guess that's how we know. Because being salty for what? Like there's enough space for everyone. Martha's out here cooking with Snoop Dogg, so what's the problem? Helen, you said the youth of our country don't give a hoots about the leftover royals. The youth probably couldn't name any royals besides H&M. My dad didn't know who Edward was. I asked him, like, name the Queen's children. He couldn't name Edward. Janita, how many holidays do the worlders need? Oh, as many as possible. From all the hard work they've been doing. Oh. Okay. Next thing. There is another so-called royal biographer who's written this book that's meant to be about Andrew, but somehow managed to drag Harry and Meghan into it to try and sell it, of course. Now, I saw this trending and I have deliberately not paid attention to it. I'm not even going to mention I wasn't going to mention the author's name, but I guess I kind of have to. But on the rest of my social media, I have not posted about this because it's just so obvious that this writer is trying to trigger the squad to get attention for this book and get clicks and shares and views. Because really and truly, no one's that interested in buying a book about Prince Andrew. There's been so many documentaries that have been made. There was the interview, with the was it Channel 4 or BBC? Emily Mantis. Why would you buy a book? So he's basically been trying to trigger the squad. Him and the Daily Fail that wrote a review of the book. And now apparently Harry has sent legal letters. Now, there was a statement by the Sussex people pushing back against allegations of Andrew and Harry getting into a physical altercation, which right off the back sounds ridiculous. And even if that was true, how is this the first time we'd be hearing about it? I don't think it is. Anyway, on Celebrity it said, as we discussed on Sunday, the Daily Mail published a lengthy excerpt from Andrew Loney's new book about Prince Andrew and the York family. The book is called Entitled. Great title. In the first part of the Mail's serialization of the book, there was a huge emphasis on Andrew's sexual depravity and his association with Epstein. Fair enough, in my opinion, but the Mail also knew that they needed to connect Andrew with the royal that gets the most attention, Prince Harry. Magically buried under dozens of lurid paragraphs about Andrew's behavior towards women was a section that Andrew falling out about Andrew falling out with Prince Harry. According to Loney's sources, Andrew and Harry got into a physical fight in 2013, and then years later, Andrew had a lot of nasty ish to say about Meghan. I don't know. I don't believe any of this. Well, I believe that Andrew would probably have a lot of nasty ish to say about Meghan, but I don't believe about the fight. I don't know if I believe that. Andrew shouldn't be saying anything about anyone, but nobody projects like a narcissist, especially one who would see fit to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein. I look at this picture with Meghan and Andrew and Bojo in the front there. I think that's Kerry Johnson, the wife that puts up with all the BS. And I just think this beautiful dove was surrounded by snakes. Surrounded by absolute snakes. And to go from this to this, the love that she's now surrounded by, her actual family and friends who love her. First and foremost, I can't imagine how jarring it would have been to go from having this support system to being pretty much isolated in the UK, broken down by the royal institution and the tabloids, and then to finally escape and heal again and go back to your safe space. What it must have felt like to just be able to breathe again properly. Oh, truly, cheers to Meghan. Cheers to Meghan. This lady has survived. And I don't believe we still know the worst of what happened. I believe there is so much more that will come out in the years to come. Just makes me absolutely shudder when I see pictures of Meghan next to Andrew. What she would have seen and heard. Harry, you're the luckiest man alive. Because, baby, I don't care if you're a prince. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Meghan loves that man. And of course he loves her, which is why he left. But my goodness, out of Meghan's 44 years, I don't think she ever would have guessed how the last 8 have gone down. Cheers to another year around the sun, Meghan, and cheers to you escaping this madhouse. Lottie, you said Martha Stewart shouldn't try to give advice to anyone. Do you know what? The question probably caught her off guard, and she was just not making excuses, but I just think she forgot herself. And I hate it when someone who is so respected and who's had their time can't just pass on the baton and just be like, you know what, there's another hot kid in town. Like, it's okay. Just let it go. Oh, YM Droid. Is YM Droid in the house? Girlie, I feel like I haven't seen you for ages. Hi, YM Droid. YM Droid, do you wanna come up by any chance? If YM Droid wants to come up, we'll have a quick chat. Do you want to come up, YM Droid? Okay. I'm going to put the link in the chat. So you guys don't just have to listen to my voice. I haven't done call-ins for a long time. I know. Some of you have been asking. We will do call-ins again soon, but YM Droid, I have missed so much. So I'll let her come up. Is your camera off, YM Droid? I think it is. Okay. Hey. Oh. Switch off your camera, please, hon.
Okay, don't worry. I am super protected. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. How are you?
Oh my goodness, Slam. So I have been working on an e-commerce site.
Amazing.
And yeah, so if any squatties need gifts for anyone, literally, it is a site dedicated to personalized gift items. Right now, I'm only shipping to the US, but yeah, so have been out of commission for a while because it has been, oh my goodness, it's so much. Like every time I think something has wrapped up, just in time. There's another bug. There's another something. There's another.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. So I've been a little bit on mute, but I have definitely been listening in and taking inspiration from our Duchess. I'm like, okay, give it. Let me hope that she can sprinkle some of that entrepreneurial success onto my endeavors.
Well, congratulations on your side hustle. I hope it goes well.
But that makes two of us for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no,
no,
definitely. Next time we have a call in, definitely keep us updated on how that's going.
will do for sure. And I'll reach out to you. Definitely if you see anything on there that you like, I would be happy to send it to you. The only thing, a lot of the things are made in the US, and with this whole tariff nonsense, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, like, like would people have to pay for any gifts that I send to them? So I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out to you and I'll send it to you. So if you
Oh,
see
for sure.
something,
And you know my email, right? And cmalambo@gmail.com, right?
yes, I'm gonna email you. Actually, I'm gonna email you as soon as this pod is over.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah. So, oh my goodness, but yeah, definitely catching up. And happy birthday to our Duchess. And just a shout out because I haven't haven't chatted with any of the squatties. I want to say in a little bit. So happy
Yeah.
to
I
finally.
mean, how are you did you order any of the as ever stuff? Did you order the wine? You
I didn't
know.
make it in time. Okay, so I don't drink. And it's not any moral, religious, anything. I literally have the taste palate of a 12-year-old. So
Yeah.
so wine has always just tastes like spoiled grape juice to me. Have you ever left
Mhm.
grape juice in the refrigerator too long and it starts to ferment a little bit and you're like, ugh, this has gone off.
Yeah.
So to me, that's what alcohol tastes like. I'm like, oh, this
Okay.
has gone off. Somebody has left this a little bit too long. So
Fair
that
enough.
wasn't my jam, but I did, yeah. Unfortunately, like I wasn't fast enough on the clicks to be able to get in on any of the previous drops. But I can't tell you how happy I was. I think that's probably the most happy I've been to be disappointed that I haven't been able to catch something
Hmm.
in time, just to see the response to it, to see how much success Meghan is having
Yeah.
with as ever. I love to see it. Like I truly love to see it. And for everybody who, all of the, like kind of hate watchers who probably were the first ones lined up to order 10 boxes just so they could complain about it. I ordered
Yeah.
10 boxes and the ninth one tasted like grass. Like, they are literally like, fueling her. And I really, really just love to see it for her.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. And did you catch the With Love Megan series? Like, did you try any of the recipes?
I did. So I have to tone them down because I'm trying to cut back on sugar, trying to like, kind of make things a little bit less sweet. But
Yeah.
for sure, like that honey cake, but a little bit won't hurt.
Yeah.
This is, it hasn't turned out quite as well, but definitely I'll say that I've been inspired
Mm,
by a lot of the things. So for that, like, and then also, even though I couldn't get my hands on her raspberry jam, I've been like, okay, Bon Maman is gonna have to be a stand-in for me. At
yeah.
least it's not, like not as terrible. So for now, I'm gonna say just inspired, but definitely looking forward to all of the seasons. And honestly, just again, it's good to see her living, like an unbothered life, even if it's only
Hmm.
for a couple of, 8 episode, 30-minute segments that probably took a lot more than that to get into. But it's so good to see her um yeah, just doing her thing and
Yeah.
putting a new narrative out there. And I feel like again, maybe Martha Stewart was caught off guard, but she's not trying
Yeah.
to be anyone else. Um,
Indeed.
and yeah, no, it's amazing to see that. And honestly, I hope that I know that when she agreed to marry Harry, that probably wasn't what she envisioned herself doing. I think, like she probably envisioned being a bit more vocal on some of the issues that she volunteered around in the past, especially with other women. So, this is probably still just another part of her personality. But I feel like, like she does get to at least show off some bit of that. And we saw it with the TIG, so we know that it's really not as new as people would like to think that it is, or like to, accuse her of, putting on about. So just, just really happy to, again, see her happy and doing well in a way that just makes it so much of a stretch and so difficult for them to try to say, oh, well, it's all because of the royals that no. I mean, she's literally got jam and and crepe mix and and cookies or shortbread mix, like just flying off the shelves, while meanwhile I can't even remember the name of Charles's line of jams, but they're running fire sale specials, and they're cough cough, reminder to everybody, down at the Tesco's you can pick up one of Charles's jams for 2 for 1. We're running a special, and people are like, nah.
Not for me, thanks.
They're like, I don't know. They're like, I'm good. And meanwhile, they cannot stop clicking and cannot stop selling out Meghan's jam and her shortbread, while Charles's shortbread and jam is sitting there growing mold and going stale. I guess that might be to match the circumstances of the tenants on his properties, but different story there.
I mean, I will just be so excited when As Ever finally reaches UK stores. Like, that is going to be the absolute chef's kiss. Revenge is the best success. But before
let me say, is, like I said, as somebody, and granted, I'm doing this with a much smaller team than Meghan, as someone who's like just tried to launch this, and my thing is like candles, blankets, nothing even related to food. I can only imagine the challenges I want to say that she would have to deal with just in making sure that everything kind of is clear with any of the UK authorities, and who knows,
with food.
Exactly. And who knows, I think, like, especially with the leftovers having their own products that no one cares about, like kind of if they can make things more difficult for her in that regard in terms of any regulatory sign-offs. So I'm not sure. Like, I have to believe that she probably does want to bring it to other countries, and especially to the UK. But maybe there are, maybe there are more complications there than anticipated. So I don't know, but fingers crossed. We'll find a way. Somehow the US bodies are going to team up and find a way to get you some As Ever, as soon as I can be fast enough to get myself some As Ever.
No, I have had a few people offer to get me some stuff, and there are also like forward shipping services, but it's just I didn't want to get in the race this time. I just feel like when they've got the large enough stock and I can just order and know that I'll be able to get stock, like I'll order it then. But before I let you go, because I wanted to give Mina a chance to speak, also just in terms of the other royals, like, what is your take on what's happening with that situation? You've got constant briefings from William about the type of king he's going to be, about his coronation. He's behaving as if we're about to lose Charles next week, and then you've got the constant vacations, Kate disappearing literally like 20 minutes before Ascot's about to start. What's your take on that?
So I will say the last one that really caught me was the royal cousin who went under mysterious circumstances. Kind of like, was it Thomas Kingston? I think, mysterious circumstances, demise. Oh my goodness, I could not be happier that Harry and Meghan are out of that viper's nest, because that is an institution that I think is going to eat itself much like the orange stain that we currently have wreaking havoc in the US. He's going to do himself in, and I feel like the leftovers are going to do that institution in, because they're either going to, you know, like kind of keep doing more and more stunts that only prove their growing irrelevance, and just how disconnected they are and how irrelevant they are to most people's lives. That, you know, like they're just going to I love that New Yorker cover. That's it. That's perfect. That's perfect. The not so little pony who could. They're going to do themselves in, I think, and William is certainly charging ahead in that regard. I think we can only speculate about what he has or hasn't done to Kate, or to contribute to, let's just say, her distress around some of these things. But this is just, I feel like that's going to increasingly come under the spotlight, because even now, it's one thing when you don't see Charles and his equine companion at certain things, because you can say, oh, well, he's sick, she's her. So we understand why, you know, like why they aren't out, or, you know, why they weren't at the opening of an envelope, you know, to celebrate a new stamp or something. You can kind of write that off. But for all of the press releases and all of the subs and all of the things that William is putting out there about, when I am king, I'm going to ban baldness, or I'm going to ban people acknowledging baldness. We're sure. But for all of these royal decrees that he's got planned and all of these grand things, and I wish somebody would ask him what happened to that whole peace in the Middle East thing and how that's going, because that doesn't seem to be going too well.
Any time now would be great.
It would, yeah. If you want to step in, you know, flash your famous smile and nod, and make something happen there, now would be a great time. But for all of those things that he keeps putting out, he's not going to be able to get away with that when he's king. And I think he's trying to, like, maybe even hype himself up for a position that he knows he's not ready for and that he's not qualified for. And instead of, you know, for all of Charles's faults, and there are many, he at least maintain some kind of decorum. You know, when Lizzie was on her way out, you didn't have constant press releases. I mean, granted, he was out there looking for magic mushrooms or doing whatever, but he wasn't sending subs about, oh, well, when my dear mama is gone, the type of king that I will be. You know, no. He let things happen. He let it happen in, I'm going to say, as dignified a manner as you could. And we already see that even with that, there wasn't a lot of, you know, sympathy or, you know, kind of warm feelings towards him. So when William takes the throne, especially after all of these subs he's been throwing and all of these things that he's been hyping himself about, Prince William's the best Prince of Wales since ever. He's going to be bringing peace to the Middle East. He's going to solve homelessness. And by the time that he gets done with Britain, it's going to be all rainbows, unicorns, and pulled pork sandwiches. Shout out to Barron on that one. But, you know, so for all of that, I'm certain I would bet, I'll bet a whole pound. And granted, with the way that the dollar is going, that might be $2. I will grant a whole pound that by the time William does, you know, like ascend, it's going to be such a disappointment, and he'll have so many failures that he's not going to be able to press release his way out of any of it. The least of which is the fact that he doesn't even get along with his own wife. Let's see if she makes it to queen. But that he has like such a contentious relationship that, you know, like he's still showing up to things separately. She's, you know, avoiding him like the plague. And they, you know, like they can't seemingly show affection to each other outside of Photoshop Summer's Eve commercials that no one really even believes. it's all just going to come into the spotlight. And like I said, I think now can get away with it because for whatever he is just the heir apparent. But by the time he is the apparent and by the time he is the sovereign, all of these things are just going to fail so spectacularly
Mm,
that he's really not going to be equipped or know how to deal with it. Because for all of this time that he's been throwing these subs at Charles, I hate to admit it, he really should have been, and if he's going down this direction anyway, he really should have been, instead of attacking Harry and Meghan, trying to buddy up with Camilla. Because if there's any vestige of the old, we'll bow and scrape for the monarchy press left, she controls that or she knows how to work them.
mm,
And instead of, taking some lessons from that and trying to learn her evil ways, since yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he just has decided to go on with the side of Satan anyway. So, I mean, might as well. He, instead of really learning the lessons, he thinks that he can be petty and snipe at it or whatever, and all of this stuff. And sure, she may have helped him out to get a few stories out there about Harry, but he really needed to be studying the system. And I just frankly don't think that he's that smart to be able to work things like Camilla has been able to. And
yeah.
I think that's going to be another thing that just doesn't help him. And we already see, like no one on social media cares about what they post. Um, so he doesn't have new media like really backing him up. No one in old media is ready to, throw everything away for this, mad king, or I want to say mad prince, who thinks that he can, I don't know, like go and smile and change the world. It just, man, he is so set for embarrassment and disaster. I almost feel sorry for the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything that you're saying. It's going to be interesting to say the least. I think you've pretty much summed it up. It's a lot of it is on William's shoulders because he has had so much time, but I also think that the institution just set him up for failure, but the institution has continued to move in a way that they just think that the royals existing on their own is enough. And Meghan coming into the family just changed the game. But thank you so much for your input, YM Droid.
Thank you for having me up, and it's good to chat with you. I'm glad I could catch it live.
Good to chat with you too.
All right, bye bye.
Ciao. All right, Mina, I'm just gonna give you like 2 minutes because I do wanna wrap things up and get to bed. But how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Did you get yourself some as ever stuff from the second drop or some wine?
Oh, unfortunately, I did not. And tomorrow, her wine is coming out. Her second batch of wine is coming out. Or, um, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to get that neither. Sad to say.
Ah,
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm pretty sure she'll come out with some more stuff, and then I'll be able to get something. At least I was able to get something the first round. So yeah,
oh, nice. Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like I'm just waiting for when I can actually just buy it comfortably. And whenever they, start stocking it in the UK.
Oh, well, hopefully that works out. Hopefully that happens. I'm pretty sure her stuff is gonna be worldwide.
Yeah, yeah.
I
With
mean, it would make
Netflix,
sense.
yeah.
I mean, it would make sense for it to be worldwide.
Mhm.
But anyways, I was gonna wish Megan a happy birthday. Again, I hope she's having a good time on her special day. And
Mhm.
yeah, uh, I agree with YM Joy what she had to say about the petty family, as I call them. Um, yeah, it's just going downhill from them for them, and it was a long time coming, if I'm being honest, because
Yeah.
it you just can't be in power and not like do stuff for people. I mean, show
Yeah.
people that you care about what you are claiming to do for the people. But yeah,
Yeah. No, that's a very good point. And like I said earlier, other things that are going on socially, economically, politically also tie into how institutions like the monarchy are viewed, and people are, I think, just getting fed up of people in powerful positions that have all this wealth. I mean, I believe there was a second shooting recently. I don't know if it was New York, like somebody he was apparently trying to go after like CEOs of a company or something like that, and other people got caught up in the shootout. But people are starting to go a bit crazy, and when they see people in positions of power, they're like, yeah, it's like eat the rich. Like that kind of sentiment is becoming more and more strong. And so that with that, it puts institutions like the monarchy in a very sticky situation. But was there anything else that you wanted to say?
no, no, none that I can think
Okay.
of except for yeah, it's this the monarchy is coming to an end as far as I'm concerned. It's
Mhm,
been a long time coming, but yeah. I mean,
mhm.
even other monarchies didn't have it as bad as they do. At least I assume, but I don't know. I'll have to do some research on other
Well,
monarchies.
well, I
Except
think
for
it's
the well,
sorry, go
except
on.
for the like the French monarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the other royal families, like they were smart enough to modernize and normalize a lot sooner than what the Windsors have. So I think that's why they still have some respect in their countries. But thank you so much for wishing Meghan a happy birthday. Appreciate it.
No problem. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I think Baron's still on, so if you want to continue the party over there, I'm just gonna double check on Instagram. No, Megan still hasn't posted anything. No, I'm sure she's just enjoying her day, and she might post something later on. All right, folks, you enjoy the rest of your day as well, and I will see you soon. Ciao.